With few words of wisdom and even fewer of advice, my grandmother has taught me more than any textbook or teacher ever has done. Whether it was expected of her because she is a woman, or whether it is innate in her character, my grandmother gave unconditionally to my brother and I, expecting nothing in return. In our world of instant gratification, her capacity for giving is an admirable trait, and one for which we would need to search far to find. From hardship, character is built. She fed her children before she ate herself. Undeniably, an act that many mothers would carry out, but my grandmother did so without resentment. My grandmother's daily presence in my life reduced the degree of my assimilation. It is because of her that I have not lost familiarity with my first language and culture, which I have come to accept as the cornerstone of my identity, the cornerstone of who I am. The Italian language and culture connect me to my family, to my childhood, to my emotional roots. Language is the maintenance of culture, and because my Italian provincial dialect is used in the domestic domain, I have upheld my first culture and many of its corresponding traditions and values. For many children of immigrants, heritage language programs are the bridge to their parents' homeland. Nonna is the bridge in my life. My parents worked diligently to break out of the low socioeconomic condition into which they had stepped into when they first arrived in Canada, and so there was little time available for them to reminisce about their homeland. Nonna and I to this day converse in the language that links me to my roots, my parents' and grandmother's native land. While other children of immigrants attended heritage language programs, Nonna became my heritage language program. The language I speak with her is the one lasting link between the first and second generation. With Nonna now in her 94th year, I often wonder how much longer she will be with us. I begin to question if I have the vision to stimulate a resurgence of our language and culture. If the language no longer remains an integral part of us, of me, the culture will be reduced to a handful of static traditions and family gatherings. I fear that when Nonna will figure only spiritually in my life, the language and culture will dissolve. The bridge will dismantle, and what used to be an essential aspiration will never be attained. My grandmother has no voice. When she speaks, she is not heard. I'm writing her story because my voice is heard and my words will be read. Perhaps the meaning of her words will not be entirely unveiled in this manner, but by relaying her story, the significance of her presence in my life is acknowledged. This tribute to my grandmother is long overdue. Although the years of resentment cannot be washed away, engendering an appreciation for my first language and culture in those around me will remain a central focus in my life and not evaporate with the memories of my Nonna.